So we're gonna put rose compost in there because it smells the best in shade. Just rose. Or like so when you yeah, the guys were talking about how when I put cold air into my bike tire, it draws in more oxygen. We know that when we break the atmospheric barrier, we turn the water back into air. This so when I have if I have an oxygen tank with compressed air and I go underwater, I'm breathing it. But how can I continue to breathe it when it's capsulated in there? So I'm converting the what they say humans need oxygen to survive. But how I look at it is, why am I breathing in CO2 then? I'm breathing in something that's hazardous to me. I'm switching it in my body and I'm exhaling air. So our history again is a lie. Does that tank that floats, when it's compressed air, will it sink? If that oxygen tank sinks when it should want to fly into the atmosphere, for fuck's sakes, it should be that light where it would want to shoot out of the water. But it doesn't. Scuba divers can go under, pulling their tank with them. So the tank is still empty. I don't, maybe it's filling up with water as I'm drinking from the air from it. I don't know. Never had one. Never used one. Even when I did scuba diving lessons, I've never breathed out of one of those tanks ever. I've never been hooked up to anything like that. But the theory is either filling up with water as I'm going, or it's not. I don't know. It's got a pressure gauge, is all I fucking know. How does that wrap into doing multiple experiments, knowing that with organic tissue? Or what is left? A snail doesn't use up its whole shell, but when it goes inside of it every time, air bubbles come the fuck out. Every time a snail goes into a shell, the slime, like you would think it's sealed 100% in it, a snail, because you can't pull it out of its shell. It's connected. But every time it goes into its shell, it pushes bubbles out. Where are the bubbles? How are they even getting out of the snail shell? I've seen it a billion times. But you can't pull a snail out of a shell. It's fucking stuck in there. How are the bubbles making it around there? If you throw a snail in water, it'll fucking float. Even if it goes in its shell, it'll still float. How do you make it sink?